And welcome to the Oracle of the Light channel, everybody. My name is SP Psychic Medium. Nice to see you all today. And as we know, all readings are for entertainment purposes only. So there's a lot going on in the world of politics at the moment. And right now, there's a lot going on all around Andrew Tate, as you may well have heard, that he's actually been put into custody and he's going in for trial and everything like this. It's all blown up around the world. And so I thought it would be interesting to see what the cards have to say about what's going on. Of course, all of these are for entertainment purposes only. But as I say, it's just an interesting insight into what's going on, I think. So we'll see I'm going to use the Cosmic Tarot. I'm going to ask a few different questions through the reading as well. And just as I say, we'll see what the cards have to say about this situation going on. So first of all, I think, as we know, he's been arrested in America, in Miami, I believe, and in his great get-up that he was arrested in, that's gone viral too. So yeah, let's see how things are going for him. So the first question I thought would be quite interesting to ask is, how deep in trouble is Andrew Tate? So cards, let's see what the cards have to say. How deep in trouble is Andrew Tate? By all means, share your comments below too. I'd love to see your comments. So let's have a look. What do the cards have to say? I do also read reversed cards too. So let's see. How deep in trouble is Andrew Tate? Here we go then. So the first card is the Prince of Pentacles. Okay, so I think this is quite an interesting card to come up. I think this is actually all about who he thinks he is. I think he believes he's as innocent as the day, as innocent as they come, you know, almost like with flowers and almost too perfect, if you like, you know. I think that's why this card is coming up. I think he's very absorbed in himself and in the views of himself and what he thinks of himself. And as I say, he pictures himself like running over hills with all this, like, I'm perfect, look at me, I'm perfect. And I think that's what definitely he believes that he is on this, okay? So I would say actually that's a card of denial, actually. I think he's in denial right now. There's definitely a sense of denial coming through. But how deep in trouble is he? Judgment. Wow, what a card to come out. History is going to judge him here, and his actions that he's done is going to judge him here, okay? I think he's under serious judgment right now. So in terms of how deep a trouble is Andrew Tate in, I think I would probably estimate a lot of trouble here, because there's definitely a big judgment coming, I feel, you know? There's going to be a big judgment here, okay? I think this might even have ripple effects over to other things in the American politics a bit as well, I feel. I think it's going to be a big judgment that's going to affect more than simply Andrew Tate. I think there's going to be more people involved in this somehow. And I think the reason for that is that I think Andrew Tate's going to want to throw people under the bus, you know. I think he's going to want to just throw people under the bus, not care about them, only care about himself. How can he survive? And he'll do whatever it takes almost to survive if he can. But a big judgment, I feel, is coming. And I feel he's this person that's drowning in that there. Do you see that person? So that how deep in trouble? Well, that person's very deep in trouble there. Can you see that? But I don't think he's the only one. I think he's going to try and bring a number of people into this as well. And then the next card is the Two of Pentacles upside down. So I think that this is often a card where you've got to be careful where you tread, if it's the right way up. But I feel he's already trodden in the wrong puddles almost. He's already made the mistakes. It's too late to go back. As much as he wants to go back, there's all the evidence just out there. He put all of the evidence out there online and stuff like this. So in terms of that, I think that it is all the mistakes have been made and the judgment is coming. Okay. The next question that I wanted to ask is, how is he feeling about it? How is he feeling about this judgment that's taking place and about everything that's happening? How is he feeling about that? Let's just see what the cards say. How is he feeling about everything going on right now? Yeah. Right, how is he feeling about everything going on right now? The 10 of Cups. He's not feeling the love right now. Okay. And I think that this card stands in terms of the isolation. This is a person that definitely feels isolated right now. And I think that's unusual because I think he's so used to working with people around him that I think this is an unusual, different place for him to be in. So much sort of on his own in that sense. He's not feeling the love right now, though. And I think that's evident as well, because I think there was one person holding a sign outside the prison, I think. And I think he was expecting in his mind to be thousands of people there. So I definitely think he's aware of that. He's aware that he's not on everyone's good list right now. And I think that this one as well, the 8 of Wands, I think this is all to do with how is he feeling. I think he's desperately trying to fix whatever he can do as fast as he can. I think he's panicking. This is a panicking card. And I think he's trying to do kind of whatever it takes to make sure he can be free here, But I think he can't escape the arms of the law, essentially, but he's trying, and I think he's panicking. I think there's panic going on behind the scenes, And the 5 of Pentacles, I think that he's now going to reach this point of era where there'll be a loss of money, a loss of I definitely see that in the past he used to stack up his money and be very, very rich. But I feel that things are gonna become tough for him, whether there's some like loss of contracts or loss of income, or there's gonna be some kind of like financial shift. I think that he's not gonna be expecting coming around the corner too, Yeah, quite an interesting card, So, and I think that doesn't feel quite as rich already as that he used to already, And I'm going to answer a third question, okay? And this is, now there's mixed reports about outcome in this, but I haven't really read anything on anything, but the question is about Barron Trump's involvement. I'm just going to ask the cards to tell me if there's an involvement from Barron Trump and what level that might have been if it is, or just tell me about Barron Trump's connection to this. I think we'll say that. Could you cards show me Barron Trump's connection to this, please? Okay, and then we are going to pull a Oracle of the Light card out with a few final cards to give us a final summary as well. So could you tell us about Barron Trump's connection to all of this? Okay. He might not be connected at all, of course, but so the 6 of Cups, wow. So this is a close connection. See, it's a couple, how close they are. And the reason why it's upside down is because it's to do with illegal things. It's to do with illegal behavior, negative things, okay? And that's why it's upturned, because it's a negative. And so I feel what this is about is it's about, I think they were definitely very closely connected. And I feel almost like one benefited the other somehow. It's like an arrangement that benefited each of them somehow. But with that, I definitely see a close involvement. I want to get one more card out as well. The Moon, okay. So I feel that I feel like in this relationship, like one was an enabler and one was a benefiter of it. I definitely see, because I feel like the the lobster almost being like the enabler and the moon being the benefiter of it here. And you can see a similar thing there. It feels like there's definitely some sort of benefit that was of this arrangement, okay? And I'm going to get one more card out as well. And the 10 of Swords. So, wow, that's a very clear side. That in this, I think many harmful words were spoken in this arrangement between them. And I don't think that was to each other. I think that was relating to what they wanted to do. I think this because I think they don't see him as speaking words of harm, you know. So I think that there was definitely harmful things that have been created as a result of their relationship, you know. I think that their relationship has caused lots of harm and hurt. But I think for those two, I think they've each very much kind of benefited from it, each of them. But the people that they affected haven't, okay? I'm going to get an Oracle of the Light card now to just tell us about Andrew Tate to begin with, and then and tell us about Barron Trump, okay? So give us a card to let us know about Andrew Tate's situation right now. So this is using the Oracle of the Light cards. Let's just have a look. Can you give us a card just to tell us about Andrew Tate's situation right now? In my thoughts, so I feel I think he's desperately thinking. I think that this is a card of thinking. So I think he's definitely trying to think his way out of this, and how can he possibly get out of the situation that he's in. So I think that that's why this card is in my thoughts, because he's definitely trying to think of a way he can get out of this situation that he's in. Now, in terms of tell us about Barron Trump's connection to all of this, we have infinite reach. So I think this is one reason why Barron Trump has been involved here, because it allowed Andrew Tate to have a much farther reach with what he wanted to do and what he wanted to create. So I think that this is part of the reason why we'll find Barron Trump's involvement. And I think if he is involved, of course, he might not be involved, don't forget. But if he is involved, then I think one of the purposes of him is to almost like spread that Andrew Tate message even further, you know. And you see a snake there in that, and I think that snake is definitely representative of Andrew Tate being slimy and conniving and yeah, I think that's what that's all about. Okay, he wanted to use Barron. Essentially, I think Tate was using Barron. I don't think it's the other way around. I think that Andrew Tate is a very manipulative person, and I think almost Barron Trump was also manipulated by him, I think, to enable him to gain a greater reach, okay? And I think that resulted in a bigger network and a greater reach of his, well, I don't know what you would call it, but whatever he created was illegal and horrific, okay? So I think that's what that's all about. Really, really interesting. So do let me know your thoughts below. Let me know what you think about the reading. As you know, the reading is for entertainment purposes only, and we do know that situations do also change. But I would love to know your thoughts too. And with lots of love and light from the Oracle of the Light, I do hope you enjoyed the reading, and I will see you all really, really soon, everybody. And take care, everybody, and see you soon. Bye.